Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
More. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This
Dude,
man,
those graphics.
Episode 186, Pub Sports Talk. As always, it's the three amigos. It's the big three. Preacher Man Fitzsimmons and Big Devontae Keith in the building. Man, this is going to be a good week, boys. We got a lot of NFL talk, and that's honestly all I got. So if there's anything you guys want to throw in, we'll throw it in.
NBA,
yeah. We'll talk
believe
about
that. Anthony Edwards.
You get the shoes.
I need to.
I actually wanted a pair. Like that commercial kind of sold. I told him that was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know what they've unveiled now. I don't know if it's like the second version or like the AE ones, but it's the winter. I can't remember what it is. It sounded like the Ricky Bobby Mystic Mountain Blueberries, but it's something like that. It's like winter mix or something, but it's pretty sick.
They got one called Stormtrooper.
Dude, they're sick.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not bad.
They're trying to make this man Jordan, I swear.
Yeah, what'd you call him? Air Ant?
I like
Air
it.
Ant.
I started picking it up when I saw him put the sweatband around his leg. I'm like, I don't think I've seen that since Tracy McGrady with the one leg sleeves. So
Yeah.
Man, might be something special coming up.
Man, golly, that was a good name. T-Mac. It's a throwback. All right. Well, speaking of throwbacks here, our trivia for tonight. I get the right graphic. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. It's Madden covers.
Chill.
Yeah, Madden covers. If you do see the Madden logo, that's a freebie. That's a gimme there. It is Mr. John Madden. So 99, 2000, the great John Madden, and then obviously 2023 when he passed away, they put the great Madden, John Madden on the cover. So in 2001, they started bringing out cover athletes, and that's the first year that we'll really start with. Some of these have two helmets. You've got to guess both right to get the point. Okay. So whoever wants to go first.
Who's leading? You keeping the score?
Yeah. Keith, I think you won last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, shoot, I'll go.
All right, go for it.
Let's start with 2003 Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, 2003, the greatest show on turf, Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, we'll just go up from there. 2004 Michael Vick.
Yeah, Mike Vick. I'm surprised you didn't take that one, Keith.
That's no, that was the gimme. 2012 Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, what a throwback, right?
Right.
That's wild. 05 Ray Lewis.
2005 Mr. Ray Lewis is correct.
All right. 2008 Vince Young.
Yeah, Vince Young. Man, what a career that could have been.
That was a great Madden, by the way. I think that was like the last really good one.
Yeah.
That was before they just kind of went downhill.
They kept the same engine.
They had mini camp. They had the mini camp going. Franchise mode. All the original.
Yep.
Yeah. 08 was a great Madden. 09 Brett Favre.
2009 Mr. Favre. Brett Favre.
All right. 2010, which was the first Madden I actually bought, not played, but the first one I bought. You got Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, absolutely. First time two athletes were on the cover.
Yeah. I had that game on Wii. That game was sick. Little shake stick. You shook it to do the hit.
Yeah.
Then you could do 2-on-2. You'd pull the guard out and do the shake stick on like a run. You just be blowing people up. This shit was so fun. 2011, Drew Brees.
Yeah. Put it on for New Orleans. Little Boozy be proud.
All right. Did I have that one? Let's go 2005, Ray Lewis.
Fitz already got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
named
did?
that one.
Wait, no, he had 04.
I said both of those.
Yeah,
I
he-
didn't
he had
say
that.
06 and I didn't say 07.
Okay.
Yeah.
07, Sean Alexander.
Yeah. The great Kentucky great.
2002, Dante Culpepper.
Yeah. No, sorry, wrong.
No.
Jeez.
Are you serious? No.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. with you.
I was like, I knew,
Okay,
I
okay.
was confident on that one. I was in fourth
I like
grade
to I
when
like
that
to I
came.
like to mess with you. All right. So there's only 2001 left on that bottom row, and then 2006 on the second row, and then pretty much everything else up for grabs, minus the few we picked out.
I'm gonna try to give it a shot. So around that time, no, I'm gonna hold off on it. 2020, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Oh man, see these recent ones I don't know because I stopped buying the game.
And you did for real.
Ooh, this is tough. 13. I'm pretty sure I had that one on Wii, and I think it's Calvin Johnson.
You are correct. Man, you guys are neck and neck right now.
2021, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
2011. Did we do that one?
Yeah, you did that. Yep. Drew Brees.
Shoot, I knew that one too. 06. This is there's a couple it could be.
No, it's not. You know this one.
And I'm like, I think it's McNabb.
It is.
It is McNabb.
Is it McNabb?
It is.
I thought for a second it was like Brian Westbrook or someone random, and I was like,
No,
this.
McNabb, baby.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go for it. 2001, was it Steve McNair?
Oh, it was not Air McNair.
Damn.
Our first miss.
That means 01 has to be Eddie George.
Hey, yeah.
Correct. Eddie George.
I knew it. I was waiting. I was waiting
Fitz
on
up
that
by
one
two right
because
now.
I didn't know it either, but I knew it was. I
It was
knew
one
it
of the two.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You took the trap.
yeah. 2019. Did I have that one?
So we got 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, and
That's tough.
14.
Hold on. 2019.
Oh,
And it was a Steeler?
It was.
I know 19.
All right, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go 2022. Is that Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes?
That is the GOAT Madden, is what people call it.
19 is Antonio Brown.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in CTE.
Damn sure it is. All right. You said
Who's got- what's that?
2013.
Yeah.
2014.
We've got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Just that
All right.
second row right there.
17, Tom Brady.
2017, Tom Brady. It was not.
Oh,
Is 17 Gronk?
It is Gronk.
damn.
Woo!
This is Gronk spiking this away right now.
What was 18?
That's tough.
Was it 18 Tom Brady?
It was. Tom Brady was
Tough.
18. So we got 16, 15, 14.
16 is very interesting. I'm going to guess Odell.
You are correct.
Was 15 Richard Sherman?
It was. Legion of
Ooh,
Boom.
Good pull.
We got Madden 25, 2014.
14, is that Stafford?
It is not.
Oh, wait,
Wow.
25. You said Madden 25, right?
Yep, 25-year anniversary.
Wow.
bro.
Oh, screw me.
And it was a Lions player.
It was. We
Ooh.
had
I
back-to-back
knew this
Lions
one
player
too,
covers.
and it threw me off. I was like, I didn't, the Lions back to back threw me off.
Yeah.
Was it
when I was
Barry
making it.
Sanders?
It was Barry.
Mhm.
But I thought
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson was on the cover or something.
Oh.
No, the
think- like
the 25th anniversary did have Barry Sanders. I don't know if they
Yeah.
made.
I wonder if they made a special one. Maybe I got my list wrong.
No, I swear I remember Adrian Peterson being on which is interesting. He never made a Madden cover, but he was.
Oh yeah, he was also on that one as well.
Hey, that's
Wow. Does Keith get a bonus point?
We'll give him a bonus point. He still falls one short of Fitz there. He was 3 behind him, but
damn. Oh,
yeah, we'll give him a bonus point.
Did
Yeah.
we get them all?
You got them all, boys.
Okay.
Good job. Good little trivia
Best
segment.
Madden, by the way, Madden 2000
Mm.
with Madden on the cover. That game
You actually
just
played it?
I had that on computer, and
shit.
that game has so many players because of I think because of like who retired and who was still in the league. Like I think Aikman was still playing. I feel
Yeah.
like
I think
Steve
Dan
Young,
Marino.
like Elway was maybe
Yeah.
on the game. I just feel like that game had like everybody in it.
I think you're right.
And then the league kind of took a shift.
Who would be the rookies on? Like, think about the rookies on that game too.
I remember Corey Dillon on the Bengals,
Mhm.
Eddie George on the Titans, Priest Holmes was on the Ravens,
Ravens.
and then went to the Chiefs. Randy
Mike
Moss
Alstott.
was in that. Randy Moss was in that game. Jerry
Yeah.
Rice was in that game.
You said Mike Austin.
Yeah, he was 100. He was in the 100 club.
Alstott,
Oh,
Barry Sanders was in that game.
Barry Sanders in the game.
He was a 99.
damn.
I think that was right before he retired. I think
Yeah.
because he retired in the offseason, so they had already made the game.
Anybody want
Or
to
he
guess
retired
what
like
the
right
best,
before camp.
what the
What'd you
best
say?
team was?
Was it? You said 2000, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Was it the Rams?
it was not. That was a good guess, though.
They were really good though.
Was the Ravens?
It was not. Ravens were a 77 overall.
Oh shit. Who was good in 2000? Well, damn.
Denver and Atlanta.
It was Green Bay. Green Bay was
Yeah.
a 94 overall.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Also,
that's-
you could play as the Europe teams. That was when NFL Europe. was
Yeah,
in.
you could.
All right.
Yeah.
Good job, boys. Let's break in to our NFL carousel. I should have had some circus music and just started going here. We got to talk about all 4 of these coaches. There's still 2 coaching jobs available, the Seahawks and Commanders, which I'm sure those will come out in the next week or so. But let's start with the big one. Harbaugh leaving Michigan after winning the Natty. I feel like he's fleeing punishment by the NCAA or by Michigan. He's making the jump. He gets Air Bear. I don't know if this is. I'm not sold on this coaching fit. I'm not sold on this whole thing.
I feel like personality wise, it works. Like as far as marketing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you got him having JJ McCarthy damn near only throwing 3 passes a game, and you got Justin Herbert. How do you make that shift?
Right.
And then, like, I guess it might work out for the running backs and stuff, but also I'm trying to think how, like, his 49ers team was weird. Like, they didn't suck. They were kind of weird. They weren't very consistent. And the Chargers have kind of been like that already. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll be a little better, but
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about them.
Well, also, add Arthur Smith was, or I don't know if it's official yet, but with the
I don't think
Steelers.
it's official yet.
It was on
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, and we're still in the middle of this. There's still, Vrabel. Where's he going to end up, and some of these other things. Gerard Mayo is interesting because you don't know who's going to join him. I think there's a lot of speculation of who's going to be his offensive coordinator, who's going to be his coaching staff.
I like him being a Patriot his whole career. I think that's pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exciting.
That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, like it is sad, like to see Belichick leave. Like that's
Mhm.
a legend. But this seems like a good torch pass. Like
I hope it works
it's
for him.
gonna
Yeah.
be a new era. It's gonna be different, and hopefully, they can turn it around. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers. The Chargers, I'm still scratching my head. They were my Super Bowl pick back in like July. I was so adamant, and even when they got to a slow start, I was like, they're going to go on a run. They're just too talented. They're too talented, and it's weird, but they feel like a team that is a coach away. They could have been just a coach away from being really good. So yeah, Harbaugh, that's looking pretty nice for him. Would it be crazy? Has there ever been a coach, not to get too excited again, but has there ever been a coach who won the national championship for college football and then the next year won a Super Bowl?
No, it's never happened.
Yeah.
That like Jimmy Johnson never did that. Miami to Dallas.
To Dallas,
or,
no.
Just trying to think if there's any like Pete Carroll, he did like USC to.
No, I mean he's won a natty, he's won a Super Bowl, but not back to back.
Yeah.
And really, Jimmy Johnson had success in the NFL and Pete Carroll, but how many other college coaches have we seen fail up here?
Yeah.
And Harbaugh, not necessarily he failed the first time, but he never got that Super Bowl. Like he went there once, and then everything else kind of transpired, and I think other things led to his departure there. So I'm excited he gets another crack. I just don't know if this is the right fit for him.
Did he was the one that had Kaepernick, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like his teams were always cool, but oh shoot, wait. So he lost that Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
To the Ravens, to his brother.
To his brother.
He can get there, but
can he win it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Raheem Morris being head coach, I think that's an exciting fit for you guys.
Brother, let me tell you, when I heard that, I could have cried. I died. Because it was like, that's all I've been hoping for since when the Falcons started the season 2-0. I'm like, oh, shoot. Then week 3 hit, and I started getting, I think that was the Packers game, or maybe it was week 4 was the Packers game. That's when I was like, yeah, man. I shouldn't have dreams. I don't deserve them. So, like, every day I was like, I'm looking at Raheem Morris, and we're looking at the Rams, who somehow made the talks of the playoffs. And it was off like his defense. And I kept wondering, like, why would they look over Raheem Morris and get Arthur Smith? But he actually did an interview with the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, and he was saying, like, it just wasn't time. I'm like, that's very humble of you. And now look, he made it. Literally everybody supports it, even other players on other teams. I support it. And then, like, he's getting his own all-star cast. Zach Robinson, who was weird. That's how old I feel, because I remember when he played for Okie State, and now he's the offensive coordinator. Then he has Jimmy Lake, who I think he was a head coach for Washington. I don't know much about him, but he seems cool. And they kept their special teams coordinator, Marquise Williams, which I'm super happy about that. So now all they have to do is figure out who's going to be on the team, which honestly, that's more of a scary part to me. But it helps out that Rich McKay is out of the question because he's handling all the soccer stuff, and they're reporting straight to Arthur Smith, which I think he's just going to be like, do your thug fizzle, and that might end up being the best bet.
I think this is a great hire. I know you were excited, and I just think it's going to work out for you guys. You got a lot of missing pieces, like you said, in Atlanta, but I think it's going to be good.
The chat.
Jesse, yeah. Which of the new coaches has the best record next season?
These are my gaming bros right here.
I love it, man. Welcome to the
pub.
I love
shout
it.
out them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Samuel Arison, always yellow all the time. Check him out on Twitch. He's gaming all the time.
Ooh. Free shout out for the boys. We can always do that. So yeah, Jesse, how you say it? Kovacs? Yeah, Kovacs. Yeah, duh. I know that shit.
It's a different code. It's not
okay.
But it's a different Kovacs, but also ran cross country for Robertson.
Hey.
It's very confusing.
There you go. All right. Which of the new coaches has the best record next season? We didn't talk about Dave Canales, who got hired by the Panthers. I had to look this cat up. I knew he was part of Tampa. I knew he's more of an offensive guy. He got a start in community college. He had a relationship with Pete Carroll and was a 1-year strength conditioning coach for USC for 1 year, and then made the jump to the NFL. He's got a really interesting story. I think Panthers are just a shitty organization. I think it's a dumpster fire. Sorry, Panther fans. I don't matter who you bring in. I don't think it's going to work. So worst coaching record, I think it's going to be our boy Dave. I hate to see it for him, but
I'm trying to figure out, like, they always talk about who has the easiest schedule, and if that works out for the Panthers this year, then that probably helps them out a little bit more. And I'm also wondering, like, how much control is Tepper going to give up? Is he going to try to be the next Jerry Jones, which I think that's why they're in the position they're in right now. He brought Baker back from the dead, so who's to say he can't do it again with the actual player who never really got a chance? So,
ooh, I like you playing devil's advocate here. I like it.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are the obvious choice in this lineup. Just that. I think, again, Gerard Mayo, I think there's higher expectations for him. I know the Patriots are kind of dog, though. So I feel like, if they don't replace that quarterback, but that's the feeling is they're probably going to have a solid rookie quarterback. So it could take a minute for the Patriots. So it's probably between those two. But I would take Gerard Mayo over the Panthers as just a whole organization.
So best record, are you taking?
Oh, best sorry. I jumped the worst.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, best record. I already said it. Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh could be the first. He could be the first coach to go from winning the Natty in college to winning the Super Bowl.
And we did talk about it, that this team was built to success, but the head man never led him there.
There's a coach away.
Yeah, he was literally like, hop in the car, it's a one-way ticket, and he just turned that motherfucker around and went the wrong way.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Dungy went to Indianapolis, that the Colts were just very good, and they just never really had their coach. They didn't have, they had the Jim Mora era, the playoffs,
Playoffs.
And I can't remember if Caldwell, I think it was the Jim Caldwell that they suffered for a little bit before they got Dungy. And then Dungy, it took them, I think they lost to Brady in a couple AFC championships, but they got over that hump pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I see it opposite. Even though I believe in Raheem and I think we're going to do better, I think Raheem Morris I think Gerard Mayo is in a better position.
Ooh.
Like, now that the Belichick way, like, they're probably going to stick to tradition or whatever. But for him to know about the Patriot tradition while also probably knowing players a little bit more and not being old, I think they probably might have a better shot at it. I looked up Gerard Mayo just randomly. For one, I didn't know he was from Virginia. And, Virginia has beasts in pretty much every sport.
Right.
He was like a household name in there. So I'm thinking, like, from where he was from in Virginia, I feel like he's going to keep up that trend of the Patriots finding sleepers too for cheap, as well as in the free agency, because apparently the free agency is supposed to go crazy for skill positions too. So
yes,
I don't know. I'm keeping them on the radar.
I think all those are great points. Well, let's move on. You talked about free agents, and then we'll do our fastest 3 minutes in the NFL. I picked the best free agents that are coming up for our teams, according to NFL, according to ESPN. And we can take this. Do you want to resign these cats? Do you want to go find somebody else? How do you guys feel about free agency? T. Higgins for me, the Bengals, Darnell Savage Jr. for the Green Bay Packers, and I'm going blank.
Elias and is that Grady?
Cornelius. I can't talk, dude. It's one of those days, man. It's killing me. Clay. Golly, I'm done. I am so done. Anyways, who do you guys want here? Who are you targeting? Do you want to resign? What are you guys feeling in free agency?
Out of the two you showed, quick trivia thing. I found out today that Grady Jarrett is Jesse Tuggle's youngest son. I didn't know that.
Ooh. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so that the pedigree is there. So obviously he stays. Calais, obviously he stays because I feel like the defensive line wouldn't be where they were without him. Like, I guess he had to be the one to set an expectation.
Yeah.
And Grady was hurt all last year, so I can't let anybody else have him for real. Also, like the sleepers, Cordell Patterson is getting ready to leave. I'm fine with that to an extent. Actually, no, I'm fine with it completely. But those two that are on the little visual right there, they got to stay.
Yeah. I feel like they're a great building block for your D line. 100%.
Yeah, I'm kind of scrolling through the free agents. There's more running backs kind of in the pool. I mean, Derrick Henry, probably the biggest name. Just kind of where's he going to go?
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs. He hasn't signed yet. That Saquon signed that 1-year contract, so he's coming up. I think Eckler's name showed up.
Yeah.
If he's not in the bag for the Chargers, so they got to make a decision. And then for receivers, I think T. Higgins I think he's probably the most exciting name. But then you Michael Pittman, the Colts have to decide on him. Marquise Brown is another name that's been showing up.
Nobody's worried about him.
Yeah. Defensively, the only names I saw really were Chris Jones and Christian Wilkins. So just kind of that interior lineman.
Chris Jones would be great.
Yeah, and I could see him leaving. Just I don't know. Kansas City. I don't know. It's like, dude, can they keep him? They're just paying. When you shell out the biggest contract ever to Mahomes, realistically, who can you pay?
Who can you keep?
Yeah.
Some other names got Danielle Hunter, Mike Evans, Odell. Let me see, Tyron Smith from Dallas, Za'Darius Smith, Tyler Boyd too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a couple of names. Like that's why I was kind of nervous, especially now with Kirk Cousins being like, "Y'all got to break the bank for me," and it's like I love the confidence, but that's tough.
We can break the bank for somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I keep thinking like, damn, Atlanta needs a quarterback, but I don't want it to be him. But at the same time, like I'm kind of, even though like these quarterbacks coming up in the draft are pretty good, it's just like, I don't know what to do. Somebody's gonna fall for it. I just hope it's not us.
Yeah. I don't blame you on that. For me, perfect case scenario, we tag T. He'll get $21 million this year. Jamar's on a rookie contract. Joe Burrow's contract doesn't kick up till 2025. We can make this work for 1 year, and then we can we can access from there. I want Tyler Boyd. I want him to stay. I think we can get him for a minimum. And then DJ Ritter. I feel like we really need on the defense line. He's a great building block. I don't want to see him leave. That's a perfect case scenario. We keep all those guys. I don't see it happening. I tell you a name that is really intriguing, like Derrick Henry, but I think he's going to get tagged. I don't see him hitting the free agent market. But Chris Jones, who we talked about, as a Bengals guy, nothing would warm my heart more to see him turn from hero of Kansas City to villain to Kansas City.
That's tough.
Turn the dark side. Yeah. All right. Ready for the world's fastest 3 minutes in NFL?
Let's see if we can hold on to it.
Championship edition. Yeah, let's see if we can do it. Whoop! Starting Kansas City, Baltimore, Kansas City on the road. I feel like the first time we've ever seen Mahomes play off on the road, back-to-back games for playoffs, and he's dominated. 17-10, Kansas City keeps this thing rolling. Lamar Jackson put him on milk card. MIA, the run game, MIA against the 25th ranked rushing defense. This is a bad loss for Baltimore as the 1 seed. Tough month for Baltimore.
Man, it was rough. Rough game. Good job keeping them down to 17. They said the refs were holding the game, but I feel like they didn't have to give the refs the game either. So it's a tough sight all around.
Yeah, Kansas City, they've got the recipe for playing playoff football. They're not turning over the football. They're not making penalties. And they got Mahomes, who's just really cool back there. Even though the Ravens were better, I do think the Ravens were better, and they just shot himself in the foot. But that's playoffs. And I think you're seeing a little shades of Tom Brady and the Patriots and the Chiefs, that they have just figured out how to win at this stage. And that's what makes them, that gives them a chance every year. And it sucks, but that's going to be, they're in the Super Bowl and they've got a chance because of everything they're doing.
Goat chasing goat. Moving on, NFC Championship. 49ers at home against the Detroit Lions, 34-31. Brock Purdy says, I'm no game manager. I'm a game winner. When it's lights are biggest, I'm ready to deliver. Jared Goff, hit the 8 Mile, baby. You're out of here.
I am not mad at Dan Campbell's call at all. It made my stomach hurt to see it not happen, but hey, man, like, better luck next year. Thanks for the ride, all that stuff. Got the 2 red teams in the Super Bowl now. What fun.
Woo!
Yeah, and both these games highlighted by a star rookie fumbling in a critical situation, Zay Flowers and Jahmyr Gibbs. And 2 guys that helped get them there, which is a little unfair, is without them, they probably don't even have a chance.
They're not there.
But, man, you hate to see it. But, again, that is also the Niners, they capitalize. You heard it from George Kittle. We can turn it on a dime. Because even though they did get outplayed in the first half, you can turn it on a dime. And you got to credit the Niners. Is that ball hitting the Lions guy in the helmet and deflecting up? The Niners just kept moving from there. They took their opportunity. Curious to see what they can do moving forward.
Hey, like CJ Gardner waving goodbye to the crowd.
That shit hurt
by
my
Lions
stomach, man.
playoffs.
Ugh, damn.
And I hate it for Tim. I feel like 24/7 half, and it's like, oh, Lions are going to win this. And then that thought creeps in your head. I'm sure it happened to Tim. I haven't talked to him, of like, we're going to fuck this up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, the wheels fell off for the Lions. We're gonna talk about each of these games real quick before we go into our Super Bowl. Our earlier prediction. We can change our picks though. But did the Lions lose it? 49ers win it. To me, I feel like Dan Campbell made the right calls on the fourth, going on 4th down, but they stopped making plays. A lot of drop passes, a lot.
Mhm.
And I feel like the Lions lost this game. No disrespect to San Francisco, no disrespect to Brock Purdy. I think when lights came on the brightest, he had to step up and he stepped his game up. But to me, Lions lost this game. 49ers didn't win it.
Yeah, I'll say it. All disrespect to the 49ers. Lions definitely lost. To hell with them. Like, that one pass that sticks out of my mind is when they were trying to come back from the run because they stopped at 24 at the point, and Josh Reynolds just dropped it. And I want to say that was maybe his 2nd or 3rd target, and that is who came with Jared Goff. That's like the locked in twin right there, and he dropped the ball in the big moment. So it's like,
yeah,
I hated that for him. I hated it for Amon-Ra. Jahmyr did his best. Jahmyr and David Montgomery actually did their best. I don't know. The defense did the best. I don't know what happened in the second half. And then I felt bad because my boy Dylan, he's a Lions fan. And for some reason, our teams just are like one and the same because I kept looking. I was like, bro, this is too good to be true. And every time you have a team that lets you down, they always let you down the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Beware of that 3rd quarter. And sure enough, boy, they got dogged. So I don't know. Hopefully they can make a run next year. I gotta say that too. Just make a run next year. 49ers are up there again. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Fitz.
I mean, I would say the Niners won this game. I think it would speak differently to the AFC matchup. I do think a team lost that one.
Okay.
But I do think the Niners really, they were behind. And this is what it actually cracks me up how people think 17 points is a ball game. You'll see people like, oh, Lions are going to win it. It's like, there's a lot of football left. There's a lot.
Yeah.
And even the Niners, it felt like even before the Gibbs fumble, they were starting to get momentum. And you were feeling like for the Lions, it's like, all right, they gotta score. They gotta keep pushing it at this point. And then the fumble was just a gift. At that point, it was like, well, we got a ball game. This could go to overtime. This could do anything. But even if Gibbs doesn't fumble it, I felt like the Niners were going to get their stop. They were going to get a stop. They're going to get the ball back. Now they get a chance to punt it and make them go down the whole field. But I already felt at that point that it was starting to slip and that the Niners were pretty dialed in.
Yeah. Well, all right. Jesse's asking who's our unsung heroes from championship weekend, and let's do it from this game, and then we'll break down Kansas City and Baltimore a little bit more.
Juszczyk.
Yeah, dude, that was mine.
He's been the unsung hero.
And it wasn't like huge plays. He had 2 receptions for 33 yards, but when he had those receptions, it was 3rd down and long, and they needed to convert it.
He sealed it. So
yeah. So Juszczyk is hands down the unsung hero for the 49ers here.
And just blocking for McCaffrey. I mean, McCaffrey's awesome. McCaffrey is awesome. Do not get me wrong. Like, he's in conversation right now. I'm like, if McCaffrey can get it done, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But you may throw him in the conversation. Is he the best running back ever? Like, I think he could be in the conversation. Especially with this season being kind of his apex. But I think to give McCaffrey the credit, you also have to include Juszczyk in the same breath. You have to include Trent Williams in the same breath. You have to include George Kittle setting the edge in the same breath. So they're doing a lot of things really, really well. But I think Juszczyk, I don't even know how to say his name. Juszczyk. He embodies that grit that Shanahan's trying to get out of his run offense.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Keith?
Are we doing like both teams or just the winners?
Just the winners. I mean, I guess if there was an unsung hero for the Lions, you can go ahead.
I'm only half being a jackass when I say this. I'm gonna do the Chiefs. I'm only half being a jackass. We're
gonna do the Chiefs in a little bit.
Oh, we are. Oh, so
yeah,
49ers. All right, cool. Let's see. Who is it? Let me see. I'm trying to remember the linebackers. I want to say Dre Greenlaw. There was a point like he got injured. I swear, like, I didn't know if it was a stinger or like his shoulder was dislocated or whatever. But like his arm was kind of dangling, and he still came back and managed. I think he had like 8 like he was there at the end of the game, so like he sucked it up. And
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think he still had like 8 tackles, and so obviously with the Detroit kind of leaning on their run game, you got to have those linebackers. Which I think we talked about that last week. How that linebacker play, like that has made the difference between like all the teams in the championship.
Yeah.
But Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw have been proving themselves week in and week out. And I can't, even though they're coached by Kyle Shanahan, I will never take that away from them.
Yeah, that's good. That's fair. I will say real quick, and we'll move on to the AFC Championship. George Kittle with that pancake over Hutch, like that was like, oh shit. Like 49ers are here to play physical ball. Like Aiden Hutchinson is supposed to just rip through George Kittle. He's supposed to be a motor. And when he just pancaked to put syrup all over him, put him flat on the back, it was like, this 49ers team is ready to play, baby. And
crazy to open a varsity moment in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I like that. All right. AFC, let's talk – or sorry. Is Mahomes in the GOAT conversation? And then we can talk about who won this and lost this game as well. I'm a Kansas City hater. I'm a Mahomes hater. And I was like, he'll have to play a road game. Well, shit, he went into 2 of the toughest environments you can, Buffalo and Baltimore, and came out winning. And I feel like they lulled us to sleep all season long that these guys weren't for real. They're not making it back. They pulled the wool over our eyes, and they just waited for playoff time. And that's when they started clicking. I know Fitz is going to say Baltimore lost this game, but I feel like the Chiefs know what they're doing. Like, just win enough games and to get a top seed as best you can, and then just win, baby. That's what playoffs are about. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to outscore anybody. Just control the clock, get up, control the clock, bleed it out. I think Mahomes does it good.
One thing I thought was interesting of how many targets and receptions Travis Kelce got. think they would game plan for that. Like Travis Kelce is not that fast. His routes are not that good. How the heck did he keep getting open?
T Swizzy, baby.
Is just slimy or whatever. I don't know. But that was interesting to me because he just kept dotting them up. Just Travis Kelce, just on a hitch. And let me run a couple, like 20 more yards or whatever.
Yeah. 11 reception, 116 yards, and 1 tutty.
That one touchdown that he got in the corner, that's how I knew, like, yeah, that's receiver and quarterback, because who was on him? Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton been good all year, and he like was playing perfect defense, but that one spot right there at the corner of the end zone at the bottom. And it's crazy because like they just knew the turnaround. Well, Kelce just knew to turn around and just reach down and get it in. And I think that's a rookie moment where it's like you do as much film work as you can, but it's just stuff that happens on the field that is just instinct. And that pass was instinct. I can't even fault Kyle Hamilton for that because that was perfectly guarded to me. But
yeah, and I felt like that there was another throw where it was Kelce. It was just kind of like a medium slant route, or maybe just like a I don't know if they call it a skinny post or like a short post route on a third down, and basically textbook perfect coverage. And it was just a high throw for Kelce just to go get. And it was just like only Kelce's going to make that catch.
Yeah.
And you saw it, and it was like that was on purpose. That's where that throw is supposed to go. It's supposed to go high. It's supposed to go right here, and Kelce's got the body frame and the ability to go make that play. And
you can frame it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why they just go. Mahomes just goes back to the well on that. It's like, all right, I don't care if I've got MVS open by 10 yards. I'm gonna throw it to Kelce here.
I will say, at every point this season, Mahomes had the right to bitch out his wide receivers and his receiving core all season long, and he never did it. And yeah, he whined and complained to the refs, and I hated that. But now looking back at it, I feel like that was on purpose. That like he wasn't going to go dog his guys in the media. He'd put the blame on somebody else. Maybe behind closed doors, he'd chew their ass out. But I mean, like Rice is running wide open, and he takes a chance to deliver this ball to him, and like, hey, I'm gonna trust your hands. Let's go catch this. And like to me, this game showed like, oh, I think what he did was intentional, was blame officiating, not his wide receivers, and I think it's paid off for him. I think it's really
well. Rashee Rice has really grown up. He's blossomed.
Him and Tony have done the opposite.
Yeah, well, I don't know though. I'm also gonna there's a part of me that I was talking to my parents about this on the phone when we were watching the Lions game, and I was like, there's a part of me that you want to credit the Chiefs and say that like when they play the Dolphins and the Bills and the Ravens, that they just do things to throw them off their game. Yeah. They do things that are tactically like just to get them a little bit off their game. And then the Chiefs don't buffer. They don't falter at all.
What Kelsey
there's also there's a part of me that also says the Chiefs are just lucky as shit that the temperature froze Miami, in that flashy offense. That the Bills tried to make all these choices that they didn't even need to, because they probably, they could have just truck sticked with Josh Allen instead of doing a fake punt on fourth down.
Right.
And they would have got it. Or the Ravens, the Ravens play
abandoning the run game.
But, if Flowers doesn't have a taunting penalty, or it's like if Flowers does this, like there's a part of me, it's just like they get so freaking lucky. And it's like I just don't know when it's gonna turn on them. Like when is all the playoff juju gonna fall on the Chiefs? And so I don't know. It's weird. I want to give the Chiefs credit. I don't really want to. And this maybe steps into my unsung hero for the Chiefs. I think for the postseason and all season, it's been L'Jarius Sneed and Reed their corners.
Yeah.
I think they play into those tactics of just throwing you off your game, throwing you off your route. And I think that's going to be something to watch in the Super Bowl. But I think especially with the Ravens, I think with Flowers and Odell and Isaiah Likely, is the Ravens had some success, but part of it is those Chiefs corners have been so good this year at their best. They've struggled, but at their best is they can do just a little bit to manipulate the route, to manipulate the timing. And if you're playing against a team that's expecting that timing route to be there and it's not there, it can be a headache. And I feel like that's what happened to the Ravens in the first half. I feel like in the second half they started to figure things out, but they were just in their head and things kind of piled up. But I do think early on they couldn't really get a rhythm because of the way the defensive backs were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, I hate to tell you, Hacky, he might have it. They were doing the side-by-side with him and Brady.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, man, he might have it. But, good on him. Like, it's crazy because I remember, like, earlier we was talking about earlier in the season, the Chiefs were, like, slow. They lost to the Raiders, a couple other teams that people felt they shouldn't have lost to, but there again, the Raiders team weren't slouches like they usually had been. But going forward with the unsung hero, and again, I'm only half being a jackass when I say this, but like I can make it make sense. The unsung hero might have to be Kadarius Toney. Reason being, if he hadn't been dropping passes, doing whatever the hell else he did wrong, it wouldn't have opened the door for Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And we know that, like, he dropped the pass and he got it right back. Whereas with Kadarius Toney, he's dropping passes and it just keeps going. And then I think the cherry on top was when he had that rant on Instagram Live and he said, F all of them. He said he'd really do something to all of them. I'm like, damn. This one little 5'9" little man gonna take on the whole Chiefs team. And so they probably like, you know what? Let's show him. Let's help him help him miss out. He was like, I'm not injured. F all of them. So it's like, hey, man. I probably I think it's one of those petty moments. Like, let's do it without him. Let's show him we don't need him.
Right.
Yeah, you know how they do on Disney movies and stuff. So that's probably what, knowing Patrick Mahomes and how he sounds, it probably went like that. That's right. I don't need him. So
I tell you what, man, Toney, I think he was the last person to figure out that he was not being benched because of his injuries. He was being benched because of his fucking hands. And I feel like he was the last person to find that out.
Yeah.
Like, we all know they were sitting you out because you don't help them. Like, you're hurting them.
Literally.
But I feel like he just realized, like, hold on, I'm not injured. Wait a second.
It's just like,
I'm trying
to figure out, like, what game did he get injured? He just didn't show up. Now I thought about it. I was like, well, this is the Andy Reid way. Like, let's let him silently bow out. But he didn't want that. So,
yeah.
Again, this is where it's like, do you credit is it just that Mahomes is the GOAT, that MVS doesn't drop that third down pass? As a Packers fan, this guy couldn't catch a cold in Wisconsin.
Right.
This guy sucked so bad. Yeah. Ran like a deer. But, like, how many times did my GOAT, Aaron Rodgers, drop it right in his basket and he dropped it? And I wanted, when that ball's floating in the air, I was like, please drop this shit. Because that would be the look on Reed and Kelsey and Mahomes' face. They go, oh, the Ravens have a chance now. And it'd be like, it would have been awesome. But it didn't happen that way because it just works out. And it's like, do you credit that? Is there something that Mahomes is doing that no one else can do?
I'm not.
There's a part of me, I'm just like, Fitz rant. There's a part of me, it's just like MVS drops that catch in every other team. But not the Chiefs.
Well,
he's gonna
here's
make
the
that
thing.
catch.
Because head coach, leader of men, that's their number one job. Reed has a high expectation. I think what puts Mahomes, I hate to say this, in the GOAT conversation is along with the Tom Brady's is they make you better yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting anything against Rodgers. I love Rodgers. I love what he brings. I think he's a competitor. But I think there's a certain edge to guys like Brady, Jordan, and possibly Mahomes here that like, hey, you don't fuck this up on this team. You can do that anywhere else. You could have done it in your past. You can do it in your future, but not here, not now. And I think that's what puts him in this conversation here. My unsung hero, Todd McKinnon, Baltimore OC, abandoned the run game, ran the ball 6 times against the 25th ranked rushing defense. And he said, F it. I'm just going to let this thing air out in the rain. And he's the unsung hero for the Kansas City Chiefs for me.
Do you think they should have let Mark Andrews play? I feel like that. Yeah. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I was like, man, would he really have made that much of a difference if they weren't supposed to pass in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, Keith.
Great
Samuel,
question, Jesse.
Yeah, great question, Jesse. Yeah.
Sam pulling out a little bit of.
Mahomes only has a higher QBR with one receiver other than Travis Kelce. MVS. Fitz, that burns you up to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's that? What's that based on? What's that based on?
Who judges the QBR? Get it out of here. Get it out of here. I love it. Thanks, Sam. All right. We're not going to do a Super Bowl picks or a score picks yet. Super Bowl picks will be worth 2 points. Score will be worth 1 point. So total of 3 points up for grabs like we do every year. Keith, you are 4-8 on the season.
Damn.
I'm in second place. I went from first to second. I am 8-4. Fitz, you are 9-3.
Shit.
Yeah, you jumped me. You went
because
2 for 2 last weekend.
I flip flopped my pick last week.
Yeah,
I took the Chiefs over the Ravens, and I didn't want to, but
yeah, I'm glad it worked out for you.
And what sucks is I'm doing the same shit for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl big talk.
I hate this shit, but it's probably gonna happen.
We're gonna save it for next week. Now, let's do our pub parlay. We'll do a random question and let's bounce. Jesse, Sam, I can't think. Yeah, that was a great conversation. That was great topics there. I appreciate it. Pub parlay. Let's make some money, boys. I failed us last week. Pick Fulham. You guys went 2 for 2. Picked a little footy action. They got blanked 2-0. So I'm staying away from footy.
Hey.
Okay.
What was my pick?
You picked was it Indiana?
That was me, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, you took Indiana. You took Iowa State. Fitz.
Oh, I love both of those.
Yeah. There was a great picks, boys. Great pick.
You still looking at Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever you guys want.
All right. Let's see.
Whatever day you guys let me know.
Do not touch Duke. Just nobody touch Duke UNC. That's so unpredictable. It's so unpredictable.
It really is.
I'd feel better about St. John's over number 1 UConn, but I'm not ballsy enough to call that.
Put them on the table. Lay them on.
I'm just saying, over a rivalry game, I would take like a crazy upset happening. Yeah. I'd feel better like doing that than saying, "Oh, I'll take the Tar Heels." Like,
right?
You never know.
Right. Tar Heels and a barn burner with Wake Forest right now.
Oh, this is Georgia Tech.
Oh, Georgia Tech. Yeah, sorry, Georgia Tech.
All right, I got mine. Sunday, they got Nebraska at Illinois, and I'm gonna take Nebraska with the upset.
Let's go Cornhuskers, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's on the road. This is a ballsy pick.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
All right, Sunday's our day.
I like Sunday. There's a lot of women's hoops. Which, by the way, South Carolina LSU was a barn burner of a game.
And then LSU drops to Mississippi State the following game. Tough look for them.
Yeah, they'll be. I feel like they're gonna surge. Interesting matchup. Number 2 Kansas State and women at 12 Texas. That could be interesting. K-State's rolling though. I'd be curious what the points. We have any way to look at points for that one?
Nothing's been released yet. Maybe by Wednesday or Thursday we can. Who are you thinking with points if we can get them?
I think Kansas State with the points.
K-State with the points.
I think they can take Texas, and I just think it would be one of those games where they're like, it's going to be close, and then, I'd just be curious. Like if it's, I'm trying to think like of a number. If it was like 5.5, oh, absolutely take Kansas State.
Yeah.
If it's like 8.5, I might have to think about it.
Just straight money line. Yeah.
But you know what? Even if it's 8.5, I'd be like, yeah, Kansas State could probably win by 10. They could probably pull it out. So I really do believe in K-State.
Okay.
And it's like a favorite on the road matchup. Like Texas could spoil, but I think Kansas State has it.
Okay. I like it. I'm going to go a little NBA action. It's my first NBA pick of the year. I'm going to go Celtics over Grizzlies Sunday. It's in TB Garden. I think Celtics start clicking right now. This is where they start rolling. So give me the Celtics. All right. So Nebraska men's basketball Sunday. K-State women with the points, as long as it's under about 7. We'll take women's basketball there, and Celtics money line Sunday. Let's make some money, boys. We need it. Pub parlay. They need it.
K-State 8.5.
8.5. Okay.
8.5. Take it.
Take it. Love it. All right, boys. Random question. Anybody got one?
I might have a question. So I went to there was a 5th Tuesday of the month, which is kind of cool. My staff, when we have a 5th Tuesday, we don't have staff meeting. We do like an outing. We do like a field trip. Took a field trip to a nature center today. We were looking at like wolves, timber wolves, live timber wolves, and like foxes and stuff like that. Badger. We saw a badger today. My question is, which animal would you not want to fuck with? Like if you saw in the wild, you're like, no. And then which animal would you want to be for 10 minutes? Any animal. Which one would you not want to fuck with? And which one would you want to be for 10 minutes?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like the obvious answer, right? I don't want to fuck with a shark, a bear, tiger, lion. I don't want to fuck with those. But maybe the sleeper pick, my grandfather saw one. He went to a show where this was the show. Kangaroo was boxing somebody. And he said that kangaroo got this guy against the ropes and just started choking him. And then as soon as they got the kangaroos like to unchoke him, he just started wailing on this guy's face against the ropes.
Oh my God.
Like the kangaroo would not stop.
Jeez.
Yeah, he saw it live.
Yeah.
So shout out 1960s where they just do these live animal shows where a guy would box a kangaroo, and apparently the kangaroo's chain got like loose, and that kangaroo just let this guy have it. So I don't think I'm fucking with a kangaroo in the wild.
Now, my animal is kind of random, but I just thought about it because I saw a video. I don't think I would want to see a wild Komodo dragon. I saw one eating a deer. Oh, it was granted it was a baby deer, but at the same time, like that's one of those things. Like, why am I seeing this right now? Like, is imminent danger is afoot. I would not want to see one in the wild. Because I think in the wild they're a little bigger too. So yeah, I'm cool.
Mine was today. We passed by those wolves, man, and the people on my staff are like, "Aw," the cute wolf, and I'm like, I'm feeling my hairs prick up on the back of my, like they're looking at you like, I'm trying to eat that motherfucker. Like I'm trying to eat it.
Right.
The fresh meat.
Tasty.
And I was even like, I said this, what made me think of the question is I said, I would rather face a bear. I would rather see a bear, like one bear, than like a pack of wolves. There was like, if there's like even like 3 or 4 wolves, I'm like, get me the hell out of here. Like I'm not messing around.
How, like, were the timber wolves like bigger? Were they like Twilight size wolves?
No, they just looked like like a regular wolf. I mean, just like bigger than than a dog, bigger than like a Labrador,
Right.
but
It's still
You
those
said-
teeth, man.
you
terrifying.
said, the animal that we would want to be for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Well, we think about that. Jesse's saying brown bears are legit killing machines. So,
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't want to face a bear, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
right. And Sam's with
for
me.
me,
alpha
it was
kangaroos.
the.
Yeah,
For me, it
Sam,
was
Some
the.
slaughters.
Sam made me
Yeah.
think about those kangaroos that drown anything that can be drowned. So
Can
that's
put them in the water
wild, like for fun. You
for fun.
Even you just
They don't eat them. Yeah. Right.
10 minutes.
Yeah. I want to.
You could
I want to
be
be
an
a
animal.
word.
A what?
A bird. I want to fly.
Mm.
Let me just feel it. Like obviously a fucking
Nicole,
hawk or
make me a
something.
bird so I can fly.
I would say saw a golden eagle today. Those
Yeah.
those things are sick.
Oh wait, that's a
It is a
real.
little,
Sounds
yeah. The
Oh,
Marquette mascot.
Oh, shoot.
Marquette's
Okay.
mascot's the golden eagle. Isn't that? It's pretty bird.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice wingspan.
found a legendary Pokemon.
They got those talons too.
Yeah.
What about? I kind of want to be a water animal. It's not. I'm trying to think what kind, because I'm trying to think of like the Great Barrier Reef. Like who was chilling in the Great Barrier Reef?
Stingrays.
You know what? I'll go with a stingray. Like I'm not afraid of heights, but like feeling like you're flying in the water. I want to be a manta ray, the big ass stingrays, because you're just like floating in the water.
Ooh, yeah.
Got a little tail. Seems very peaceful. So I think I want to be a manta ray.
I like that.
Man, you guys, you took kind of. It was like if I'm not in the ocean, I'd want to be flying. But I feel like I gotta take a land animal now.
Bird. Just kidding.
I'm trying to think of like a land. Would be a sound land animal.
Mm. You want one of those white monkeys with the red faces or something.
Yeah, nothing, and something that doesn't get eaten. Like I wouldn't want to be a cow.
Yeah.
It'd be terrifying. Yeah, everyone's trying to like chase me down.
Oh.
A bat would be really interesting. I think that
Wow.
would be an interesting life. The life of a bat.
Can you see though? Like how'd you make
No,
that?
but you like live in you got your little crew. You live in a, I don't know what they live in. Not hives. Ooh, I could be a bee. I think that'd be fun.
Mm.
I don't know. Sure, I'll take a bee for now. I think that would be very fascinating.
You just want like a colony, don't you?
I
You
want to,
kinda-
yeah,
you know,
I need a
people.
crew of people.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that a wolf has is like
Yeah,
the
he's got a
wolf,
pack.
the
Yeah.
pack, but they're my most terrifying.
I don't-
Maybe that's my both and,
I like it.
like I would be a wolf for 10 minutes just to see how it feels, but something in a colony. That's what I
Yeah.
need.
I like that. Good questions. Good job, boys. Hey, that's going to do it for episode 186. We'll catch you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll make our Super Bowl predictions and figure out who brings home the Pick'em Cup, which I still don't have. Tim has that thing, and he refuses to give it up, so I'm going to have to go hunt it down. We'll catch you guys next week.
Oh, follow Yellow Gamer TV on Twitch.
Twitch. Hit
We're
him up.
gaming. Fall Guys. We're playing.
Oh,
Shout out to the boys.
Thanks for being on tonight.
Yeah, great questions, dude. Need them on every time.
Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
Pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Luan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let them live.
so smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This man,
those graphics.
Rip.
We need a guest on soon. We got to recruit one.
Can we get a Timberwolf?